What is up, everybody? Hoang here, and today I bring for you a new deck profile from the EX4 format that has yet to come out to America. So we're going to do a bit of a new format, and so we're going to release deck profiles a little bit in advance prior to their actual English release, just so you all can know what to expect, what to prepare for, and just be on top of it all. So we're going to start off with one of the most popular Digimon in EX4, Ravemon. So without further ado, let's get started. The first Digimon we're going to talk about is the level 2 in the deck, Pinamon. Pinamon is on deletion. If this Digimon is destroyed through any method but battle, you gain 1 memory. So this is actually a pretty solid generic purple egg, because you have a lot of ways to self-proc your own deletion effects, like calling it from the darkness, for example. And so using Pinamon, you can enable some really cool combos, and this deck especially is all about popping your own Digimon in order to gain value. And then moving forward, we do play 12 rookies. We play 4 Gabumon. Gabumon is just an absolutely super solid staple of a rookie. It's on deletion, ESS, draw 2, discard 1. So with a lot of your on deletion procs, you're going to be able to get some value off of Gabumon, giving you additional consistency. We play 4 Tsukaimon. Tsukaimon is level 3. That's on deletion, gain 1 memory. So again, very akin to what we're using Gabumon for. When we pop the Tsukaimon, if we pop a stack with Tsukaimon, and it also has Pinamon, that is a +2 memory stack, so then you can continue your plays. And then finally, we do play 4 of the new Falcomon. Falcomon is a on-play Digimon that states, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 purple Digimon with Ravemon in its name, or bird, or avian in its traits, and 1 Keenan Crier, place the rest on the bottom. And then its ESS is on deletion. If this card was deleted other than by battle, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. So first of all, this is a really powerful searcher, because not only does it grab majority of its evolution line, but also it does grab your primary tamer in the form of Keenan, and Keenan is a memory tamer, spoiler alert. So Falcomon does really great work in terms of consistency boosting, but then its ESS kind of lends itself into what Ravemon is all about, and that is hand looping. You're going to be doing a lot of hand sniping in this deck, being able to hit cards from your opponent's hands, minimizing just how many options that they can really play with throughout the rest of their turn. And then going into our level 4 lineups, we do play 4 Digimon. Digimon is just like Tsukaimon. Its ESS is on deletion, gain 1 memory. So if you have Dividra plus Tsukai plus Peanut, that is a +3 memory stack. And then you can mess around with the different types of configurations in order to maximize your memory gainage. Next, we do play 2 Kinkakumon. Kinkakumon is ESS. When attacking, you may discard 1 card. If you do, pop a level 3 or lower Digimon. And the reason why Kinkaku is so important is because it will go ahead and remove floodgates that can pose to be an issue. Floodgates such as Gazimon will be able to stop your Pinamons and your Tsukaimon procs, so having Kinkaku is very excellent in removing that. And then also discarding 1 card can be useful if you are trying to filter for certain things, in combination with like calling for the darkness, for example. And then lastly but not least, our last level 4 is going to be Pekmon. Pekmon is from the new EX4 set. Pekmon states, when you digivolve into this Digimon, you may play 1 Keenan Crier for free. And then its ESS is just like Falcomon, it's on deletion. If this was deleted by anything other than battle, you can discard a card from your opponent's hand. Do note that your opponent decides what card to discard for both the Falco and the Pekmon proc. You're not the one deciding, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, Pekmon is going to be what enables getting out your Keenan for free. It fuels towards the hand looping, really great stuff all around. And it's also searchable by Falcomon, which is also another really important part. Going into our level 5 lineups, we do play the 4 Orochimon. Orochimon is, when this card is discarded by an effect, you draw 1 card, and then its ESS is when attacking, you may discard a card. If you do, gain 1 memory. So there's not a lot of great level 5s, unfortunately, in the Ravemon deck. Most of your level 5s outside of Chromon are pretty subpar. They don't synergize really well with Ravemon, or they just offer very low value. Orochimon allows us to get a little bit more mileage out of our when attacking. So with Ravemon on top of the Orochimon, you can swing and gain a memory. And gaining that memory is pretty nice, because then you can enable your other plays, especially with Analog Youth, which we'll talk about in a bit. And if you discard the Orochimon for Kinkakumon's cost or even Orochimon's cost, drawing one is really great. So I think there's a lot of different alternatives, just not a lot of great ones. I think an alternative that I was considering, however, was Pumpkinmon actually from set 1.0. Pumpkinmon is just like Purple Gabumon, so if you're just looking for the draw 2, discard 1, I don't think that's too terrible. It's also a 6-cost slam, so it's relatively cheap. I think there's also a world where you can just entertain Vanillas maybe, just to ramp into Ravemon, because your deck really starts to go crazy once you can start getting your Ravemon procs. So yeah, a couple different options you can do for that Orochimon. And then next we do have Chromon. Chromon is the level 5 for the Falcomon line. It's when attacking, if you have a purple tamer, you can Digivolve into Ravemon while paying cost. And then its ESS is on deletion. If this Digimon was deleted by an effect other than battle, then you can go ahead and destroy or delete an opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So Chromon's first ability is actually really important, specifically because Ravemon is end of attack, which we'll get to in a bit. So with that interaction, that means you can swing the Chromon, and fundamentally you're blitzing into the Ravemon for 3. And by doing so, you can then proc Ravemon's end of attack and go about your combo. So really good stuff there. You can evolve into Chromon and Raising. You won't lose any value, so you can keep your stuff safe as well. And then it's on deletion. Being able to pop a level 5 or lower actually comes up much more than you would realize because of one of your options that you run in the deck, meaning that you have effectively double body pop if you combo it like that. At worst, it also just it can be used to pop floodgates as well if necessary. So yeah, just in general, Chromon's ESS is actually pretty solid. And then finally, we do have Ravemon. Ravemon is the only level 6 you play in this deck, just because any other level 6s is not likely to obtain a lot of value. Ravemon is 11,000 DP, but 3-cost evolution, he has jamming, so the DP doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. And end of attack by deleting this Digimon that had a Digivolution card with Burger Avian in its traits, which, by the way, if you have Pinamon in Source, you're Bing chilling for the effect. You may play one... Okay, so yeah, so you have to delete Ravemon. And then if you do, you can play one Ravemon from your trash at the end of your opponent's turn without paying its memory cost. On deletion, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, your opponent trashes 1 card in their hand, and if they have 7 or less cards in their hand, they add the top card of their security to their hand. So the entire gimmick of Ravemon is he's a ninja, right? So you are able to float into him. So he removes himself from the board, procs all of his on deletion effects, so that it's via a non-battle. So you're proccing your Falcomons, your Peckmons, your Chromons, your Sukais, Pinas, etc. Getting a ton of value through that. And then he'll come back at the end of your opponent's turn, meaning that your opponent effectively cannot actually remove him. So he's just hidden in the shadows, right? And then his on deletion ability, if they have 8 or more cards in hand, they have to trash 1. So with Falco and with Peckmon, you can get some really cool hand looping going on. And then with his other effect, if they have 7 or less, you burn the top of their security, which can put you into situations where lethal is much more obtainable. So Ravemon is a very unique Digimon in terms of how he plays the game. Coming up next, we do have Shine Greymon Ruin Mode, which is a secret rare from the same set. Ruin Mode is 5 over purple, which is what matters in this case, and it's when Digivolving as well as when attacking. It's going to be a blanket minus 5,000 DP to your entire opponent's board until the end of their turn. And so if they pull a stack from Raising, that stack will immediately get hit by the minus 5,000 DP. Or actually, I take it back. It's when Digivolving and on deletion. And the on deletion, when attacking, it very much so correlates. But when Digivolving and on deletion, yeah, minus 5,000 DP. And then end of attack, delete this Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, and heal 1. If you have a Tamer in play, hatch a Digi-Egg. So a lot of things going on, and I understand that. So we're going to go through this piece by piece. First of all, the minus 5,000 DP from both when Digivolving and on deletion does in fact stack. So if you have both effects active, it's minus 10,000 to the entire board. So that will stop most level 5s from actually playing. And then end of attack, delete this Digimon. That is mandatory, by the way. It's not a choice. It is you have to delete this Digimon, end of attack. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, so you get a free proc to delete a body. And then heal 1. So the heal 1, really fantastic. And then if you have a Tamer in play, hatch a new Digi-Egg. So this will facilitate getting the next minus 5,000 onto the board. Hatching a new egg means that if you haven't passed turn yet, then you can continue immediately raise up another stack. But also, because it pops itself via effect, this does proc your Sukai, it does proc the Peanut, it procs your Gabu, your Falco, Peckmons, Chromons, etc. So Ruin Mode has a ton of synergy with the rest of the Ravemon deck. Next, you do play the Calling for the Darkness, just a really good staple, a purple card. It will self-proc popping your Digimon, getting back combo pieces, just a really busted card all around. We do play 3 of the Celestial Blade. That's the English name, I believe. It's Celestial Blade or like Celestial Lightning or something, but I believe it's Celestial Blade. A Celestial Blade is by deleting one of your by deleting one of your Digimon. You can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level or lower. If you delete a Ravemon by this effect, you can revive a Ravemon from your trash. So just direct synergy with how Ravemon actually wants to function. And then its security effect is... Oh, my bad. It revives a Ravemon at the end of your opponent's turn. So it's just Ravemon effect where it hides back into the shadows. And then security effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. So a couple of things. So number one, its security effect, it's not the strongest, but also if they only have one stack on their board, it'll still snipe. And its main effect, being able to delete your opponent's Digimon that would equal to what you pop, is pretty good. It's just really strong spot removal that has direct synergy with the rest of your deck, because then it'll proc Sukais and your Pinas. But yeah, so reviving at the end of your opponent's turn, like we said, allows you to dodge any removal that they potentially have, so it almost guarantees that you will have Ravemon on your board. Going into your option lineup, you do play, or the rest of your option lineup, I guess. You do play the 3 remaining purple memory boost. Memory boost is just really good because A, why wouldn't you want extra memory, especially when you're on thresholds of 3? But also, consistency is really important for this deck. You want to be able to find your 4 of Ravemon because you don't have any other backup plan. You want to find your Crows, you want to find your Pecks. And you could even dig out for your Ruin Mode. So just in general, extra consistency is really welcome. Next, we do play 3 Keenan. Keenan is a memory tamer, and so he'll automatically set you to 3 at the start of your turn. If you're, if you're at 2 or less. This ability is when your Digimon is deleted, you can draw a card. If the Digimon was deleted by an effect, you can gain a memory. So Keenan is going to enable a lot of draw power, a lot of memory gaining. It, again, just combos super well with this deck. When you lose your stack, you're gaining like anywhere from like 3 to 4 memory on average. And with the Analog Youth, which if you don't know what Analog Youth is, on play, reveal top 3 cards, add one Digimon to your hand, put the rest in your trash, and then whenever a level 5 or higher Digimon with sources underneath it is deleted, then you can go ahead and hatch a new egg and gain a memory. So how the the grand idea of this combo works is that you're gonna go ahead and you're going to pop your Ravemon. Okay, so you pop your Ravemon, and then Sukaimon procs, Pinamon procs, your Keenan Crier procs, your Analog Youth pops, +4 memory, pop one of their Digimon, mill a card from their hand, burn a security, hatch a new egg, and you can just make a brand new stack in the back, and your opponent cannot interact with it. But then on the end of their turn, your Ravemon comes back, you have a brand new stack in back, and then you can evolve like Ruin Mode over the Ravemon that was just resurrected. So you have a lot of like combo potential there. So yeah, that's more or less the Ravemon deck. I think this is a really fun deck. It's probably, it's stronger in its EX4 iteration than it will be in its P13 version, so I would highly suggest playing it in EX4 if you're a Ravemon fanatic. And I will say this deck is probably like a solid load tier 2, but still really fun, and I think it'll catch a lot of people off guard. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And I really hope that you are looking forward to not only just more videos in general, but also just the way we're doing this. So yeah, thank you so much. Peace.